Whoops. Ignore me breaking stuff. Not really breaking it, but nearly breaking stuff. It's fine. I'm a professional. We professionally break things here. Do I have you guys? No, God. Oh my
Do
God. I
we?
forgot me. There we go. I forgot to add me. My face was not appearing. Okay, the cantrip cast.
I would not.
Ooh.
I would not know. I'm currently stuck in an ad.
Ow. Yeah, the ads are mean, but it also possibly makes me money, so I will suffice with the ads. I wish that the app was better. The app is just kind of annoying sometimes.
I love how
Hi,
Ellie's
Ellie.
already redeemed a drink.
Gotta make sure it's working.
Yippee.
Usually
Alright.
I'm disconnected from the chat, so
I still don't understand how you're disconnected from the chat most of the
I
time.
don't know.
It just doesn't make sense. Everyone else can connect to the chat properly. Confuses me. Okay, it sounds like everything is working pretty well. Let me do my intro real quick. I forget if I do my intro for this, but I'm going to do my intro anyways because I can. And you guys have to deal with it. Hello and welcome, dear patrons, to the Tables of Taurus, a chapter of Purgatory Corner. I am your storyteller, Sinspeaks, and today we shall be discovering the tale of shifting fates. Come on in, take a seat, and let your imagination run free. Today I am here with Eleonora.
Hi.
Shaky.
I will never say hello.
And Oliver.
Good evening.
And today we are trying to figure out what the hell you guys are going to be doing today. As you have a lot of things you guys can be doing, a lot of concern going to be raising in your eyes, and feelings and emotions and death and pain and suffering that will be delivered upon everyone here. Hi, Melody. Hi. Glad to see everyone here today. So last episode, we left off with Shaky having stolen a lot of alcohol, as well as a D20 that was both black and gold, if I remember correctly. Very nice, very ornate? Ornate. I'm gonna say it's ornate. That's the word. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. I have no idea what it used for. Ellie and Shaky got into a drinking contest. Shaky is very used to this, as he's probably drunk a lot in his life. So is Ellie, but not so much with getting drunk and then dealing with a horrible, horrible goddess. So she's now very much so in pain with that natural 1 constitution check. Shaky's not much better. Y'all came down the next day, I believe, after Eleanor told Shaky to go away. And Shaky, you're currently at a table, watching the bard play a soft melody on the stage.
I mean, I guess I did send him away.
You did?
All I know is he called me a hypocrite and I said, "Love you too."
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, then you sent him away. He went downstairs
Feels,
and
feels about right.
yeah. You know, you guys have a love relationship. You love the fact that you hate life
Mostly
that
just
you
hate.
love.
No, mostly just hate.
Pretty sure it was mostly the drink we loved and we still kind of irk each other.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
Yeah, you gotta love that drink. But in case you guys aren't aware, did I put my bard in the game yet? I think I did. If I could navigate to the right page, for Christ's sake. I did not. So we're going to ignore the fact that he exists for a little while. So that's fine. But why am I here and not in the bar? Why did I do this? Why did I do this, guys? Why am I dumb? Someone explain to me why I'm dumb. Ellie,
Okay,
I
well,
give this to
when a mama and a papa get together,
This would have been the perfect time to who use my old phrase of, well, crap, how did that go?
That is a very old phrase. There we go. I'm on the right bar.
Well, one of us is probably gonna die of starvation while I'm at this, but since you asked...
That's beautiful. Love that. But okay, the bartender's obviously just kind of doing his thing over here, being the suave young man that he is. He's not young at all. He's middle-aged. There seems to be no other patrons, especially this early in the morning. If there are, they're probably out attempting desperately to till the lands or whatever they do this early in the morning. You guys aren't really sure. You haven't spent a lot of time here. So far, the only people downstairs are the bartender, Shaky, and this bard, who's just kind of playing a smooth tune.
I'm gonna flag down the barkeep.
Okay, the barkeep will walk over to you. Yes, sir.
Hey, barkeep, I got a weird request for you.
I'm always happy to do some weird requests.
You got any bones from either this morning or yesterday's stock?
Should have a couple back in the back. Why?
Great. Take a piece of one, throw it in a mortar, grind it up, crack an egg into it, and top it off with whiskey, and just give me the whole mortar, please.
He's gonna look at you kind of strangely for a second. And then he's just gonna shrug, and he'll be like,
I'm gonna just set a gold on the table.
That's more than he was going to ask for, so he just kind of, he opens his mouth for a second, you place down the gold, and he just kind of closes his mouth, takes the gold, and walks into the back. A few minutes later, he comes back out with a mortar filled with whiskey, what looks to be possibly a semi-mashed egg in there, and places it down in front of you.
Thanks. I'm gonna just drink all of it as quickly as I can.
Oh, God. Feel free to roll me a con +2. Con save. Let's go with the con save +2.
Can I get advantage because I've done this a billion times?
Yeah, well, you know what? We'll give you advantage +2.
Peter.
This is your drink of choice.
I'm taking the advantages wherever I can get them. There's one. And there's two. I did an ability check once, but I think the modifier is the same.
Yeah, they should be fine. Oh no, the save is too higher, so regardless, you succeeded with passing colors. You can feel the sliminess of the egg slowly crawling down your throat, ridding you of the massive headache you had with the feeling of disgust from the egg slowly making its way down into your stomach as the usual feeling of hate for this concoction floods through your existence. Hello,
I'm gonna
joyful
slam it on the
flames.
table and yell, "Another!"
he'll just kind of pass you one that he pre-made. He's damn good what he does. Hello, joyful flames. Good, joyful flames. Welcome to the stream. The bard looks down at you. The stage is slightly higher up to the right, probably like a good 2 feet or so higher. He's just kind of sitting in a chair. He kind of looks down at you. He's just like, I see, hangover cure. Haven't seen one of those for quite some time.
I haven't had enough of these to be sociable just yet. Give me a little longer.
He shrugs and he starts playing a little bit softer of a tune. It's just soft enough that it doesn't bother your splitting headache, and now that it's more or less gone, it's just kind of passing through you. It's a very soulful tune. He's like, fair enough. A headache for a man with a plan is a headache that needs to be gone.
I appreciate it, friend.
The bartender just kind of sits at his usual spot behind the bar and is just kind of slowly cleaning a glass. You swear he's cleaned this glass like 6 times since you've sat down, and he's just cleaning it again. Alright. Ollie, would you be awake at this point? Hey, Piranha.
Indeed.
Gross egg of hangover cure. Yeah.
Indeed, I believe you actually gave me a religious poem or cryptic puzzle
Right,
last time,
yeah.
actually.
Yeah, a quest for a story versus a quest for peace. One side for pain, the other for paradise. If you want to find the goal, find those who lead to destroy or save the world at our whims. You got that last night, just outside of the bar while you were doing your usual prayer to Pelor. It's very rare that you actually get one of these messages, but this is one of those few times. Probably a reason why you consistently do it, but yeah.
That and part of the reason you probably gave me an answer is because I actually gave him a question.
That's fair. Yeah, you usually don't.
Stole my best friend.
Yeah. I guess I'd probably have already
Sorry.
spent like the first 10, maybe 20 minutes just pacing back and forth in my room. Probably he would have gotten some sort of complaint from below, so I came out or something like that and came into the bar.
Yeah, sorry, I'm dying for a second. Let me mute my mic real quick so I don't burst it.
Hey, you just mutter for coming down the stairs.
Whew.
Morning, Doc.
Morning, Shaky.
I
Long night?
interest you in, you can say that. I interest you in a drink.
Sure, I suppose.
And to slide a half-finished hangover cure
Oh,
into
God.
I guess I will sample it.
Oh no.
I would roll your con save for me right quick.
Okay. Is it? Okay, there goes. Oof.
You can barely stomach the thing being in your mouth, much less attempting to swallow it. It tastes exactly as disgusting as you might think it does.
What was that?
breakfast.
Oh, God.
You know, I'm not gonna ask. As he just said, placing hand to his forehead.
Do we gotta worry about the ladies, or?
I'd probably recommend and waiting for them to get out at the very least. Eleanor at the very least. Prayed to Paylor this morning and got a response of some sort. Not the no idea as to what on earth it even means, but
You two and your weird gods.
believe me, if everyone understood a god, chances are they probably wouldn't call out to them. Well, for nothing more than protection anyway.
Well, I don't understand any of the gods, and I don't call out to them anyway, so...
Not everyone's religious. That's just kind of life.
Hey, Ellie, do me a favor. Roll me your con save. It'd be the check on the
I'm
right
gonna
side,
kill
by the
you.
way. See if you can get up, you know? See if you can stand. Is your headache murdering you, or is it giving you a sweet, sweet day off? You sleepy being. Oh, hey. You're actually
Well?
functional. You have...
Yay.
It feels kind of like you have an axe stuck in your face, but you're functional.
I might be able to tell if it's a healing potion or if it's poison now.
Yeah. You do in fact have one in your bag. If you would like to, you could take it. Or you can walk down and be grumpy at people, then take it. Your choice.
No, I'm gonna take it now.
Okay, cool. As a healing potion, which is able to somehow magically restore people's bones back together, a headache is really no trouble for it whatsoever. Your headache slowly fades away, making it so you're able to function again and think properly and actually not eat people's faces off by being angry at them. And you are now back in more or less working order. You've probably done this several times working at a bar. So
Yep, got the t-shirt for it.
why are my alerts never working? I'm so mad. Somebody, Joyce recently just followed, and it did not alert. I'm so mad. Oh, actually, no, they did before the stream went off. That's why. Okay. I saw the alert and I was like, why is that not working? And then
So
yeah.
slow, jeez.
Well, yeah, my brain is only half on. Okay, I have two brains. One is for homework. One is for fun stuff, and this is the fun stuff. Nom. But yeah, so you're able to slowly come down, actually functioning for once, now that the day hasn't killed you. And your dream of Shar is still plaguing your mind. But you come downstairs and you see the two of them kind of sitting there, a very disgusting looking drink, more or less on the table.
Morning, Pots.
Good morning to you too. What'd you do? Try to kiss Oliver while I was asleep?
Only a dozen times.
You know what? I'm not gonna ask. Good morning. Yeah, Ellie. How'd you sleep last night?
Well, about as smooth as the ground outside.
Just like a baby.
Not like a baby. I did not sleep really well at all. Like, basically not at all. Yeah.
Oh, Oliver, you are muted. I assume that's on purpose. I'm going to continue assuming so. You
Say,
also
like,
see the
where's
bar.
responses to my kind of lame joke?
You also see the bard just kind of sitting there, leaning back, eyes closed, just kind of the epitome of this is early morning and I am having a day.
Hey, Bard, you take requests?
Of course I do. I have
Crap.
sung many songs across the land. What song do you have?
You know 7 Dragons and a Baby?
7 Dragons and a Baby. I have not heard that one.
Is that your background story?
Sure, why not?
Oliver's PC is very angry, by the way, so not his character. His computer is angry, so he'll be back in just a second. Continue.
How about, Black Smoke?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Alright. I'll toss him a silver.
He'll catch the silver. Oh, there, Oliver.
Yeah.
Hello.
Why does my PC die like the moment I ask that question?
See, it wants to torture people, that's why.
Okay, so
But
Sorry.
you're good. The bard takes the silver in midair, and he just starts playing Black Smoke for you. It's a very faithful rendition to have you remember it.
I'm gonna just hum along a little bit with my head down on the table.
Nice. Alright. Ellie, I assume you make your way to the table where the boys are?
Yeah, I make my way sluggishly to the table and plop
Make my way downtown.
either in
walking
between the boys or next to Shaky. Either way, I just ruffle Shaky's hair out of spite,
I'm gonna
hoping he still
slap
had a
your
headache.
hand away half-heartedly.
How rude! You shouldn't hit a woman.
You ain't no woman.
That's not what you said last night.
Is it? I don't remember most of last night.
You're welcome.
you know what? I get this feeling I don't want to understand. Hey Ellie. This morning I got a strange puzzle from, I assume, Paylor, but I'm not quite certain what it means.
Oh, you're lucky you got to talk to him. I got to talk to a witch. Anyway, what was it?
A quest for a story versus a quest for peace. One side for pain, the other for paradise. If you want to find the goal, find those who lead. To destroy or save, the world at our whims. The question I asked him was, it seems that basically everyone on either side is just simply fighting to be fighting. What is the end goal here?
It sounds like it's gonna be either or based on what he said. Just on that riddle, because quest for peace, I mean, it can be either the good side or the bad side, but according to Shar, even if we think we do something good, it's actually helping her in some way in the long run, so.
Once a tinker, or a friend who used to use the line of, tools of war can create a sword of peace. But a rule should be right and just, after all. Only a fool destroys something without immediately running to fix it.
I figured out the riddle.
Oh?
Indeed?
It's a frying pan. You use one side to hit someone, so that's the pain side. Use the other side to make food. That's the paradise side.
But what would this have to do with...
I didn't know you thought so special of my frying pan, even though it does not cook well.
Especially with that polish, I would not recommend trying to cook with that on.
Nah, what good's a cast iron pan without a nice layer of seasoning? I say go for it.
Not even I can say I know what's going to happen if you try. It's imbued with a magic polish. Who knows what it could do?
It will become the shiniest food.
That would be horrible.
You don't want some shiny Brussels sprouts? Cover them in chocolate, you got yourself a meal.
Like shiny in like a plastic way, or the fact that it have like so much grease?
You know, you're welcome to find out.
I mean, the pan is glowing, to be fair.
I'd rather go another full bottle with shaky than find out.
Yep.
Very fair. Well, you
That can be
guys...
arranged.
God.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know.
I think you guys do still have a bottle. No, you gave the other bottle to the bard, actually. He also
And I
looks...
gave one bottle to the bard, one bottle to Doc, Oliver.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, then we can't.
We could. I just have to steal it from Oliver.
Oh my
Very
gosh.
tempting thought.
I mean, you could just
I'm
ask
already
for
done.
it back.
No, it's yours.
That ruins the fun if he just asks for it back.
Okay.
I mean, hey, whatever he wants, I guess.
Probably to be invisible, like, again, knowing him.
I mean, he needed my balm to do that.
So as you guys are talking, I'm going to say Rowena is going to come down. Hold on just a second.
Oh no, judgment comes upon me.
Not yet. I'm currently streaming.
You should sign up in the event.
I'm currently streaming. Sorry, don't listen to that yet. Anyway, so she starts to come down, and I'll have it. Sorry about the interruption, by the way. So she starts to come down. I don't quite remember exactly what's on her message, so if I say something wrong, it'll be fixed in the message. Anyway, so she starts coming down, and she looks to you guys, and we're going to play it. Hopefully it's about roughly the same time for you guys as will be for me when we click play, but this is roughly what it's going to be. So 3, 2... Are you guys all able to access this message, by the way? Just to make sure.
Yup.
I think so.
Ellie?
Yes.
Okay, cool. In that case, press play in 3, 2, 1.
I apologize.
Oh, shit, that's too quiet.
I am having
Fuck. Hold on. I got up how
Does
loud
it need
this
to be
is.
edited or something?
I forgot I was listening to this on my phone, so hold on, let me sorry folks. Usually her audio is a little bit louder, but I didn't double check this last time.
I am having.
Gotta normalize that audio, Sin.
I know, right? Me being an audio geek, I should have done this a while ago. We'll do that.
I'm just glad you finally fixed my
I
photo.
apologize for.
We'll do a little bit louder. +5. Is that good?
I apologize.
Yeah, that should be good. Okay, make sure it can actually be seen on...
I apologize for my silence.
Okay, it should be. Okay, cool. So you guys ready? Sorry. Alright, 3, 2, 1, go.
I apologize for my silence. I am having difficulty with some thoughts right now. I would appreciate it if we didn't head directly to the Citadel at this moment. That would not be a good idea, in my opinion. Granted, I will go along with you guys to wherever you wish to go next. Just, that's my input. I will be lost in thought for a while. There are a good number of things for me to consider. She looks to Ellie. I'll follow where you go. She looks to Shaky. I'll have your backs with my bow if needed. Here she hesitates on looking to the tiefling. Finally makes eye contact and holds it for a second. Then goes back to mainly addressing the others. But overall, I thank you for your understanding in this. If you would rather I not stay with you, I'll be in my room upstairs. Do not come and get me before you leave. If you would like my help with tracking or finding things or anything I can do, because, I can do a lot, come knock on my door. Okay. Right. Off I go. And she heads upstairs to her room to await whatever decision they make.
Oh my god. You guys all thinking what I'm thinking?
I just want to curl up in a ball and cry.
I was about to wish her good night, but it looks like I'm a minute or two late for that.
No, it's Ruina spoke for an entire minute and 41 seconds, and not one of us interrupted her. Now what are the odds of that?
I mean, hey, when you've got a lot on your mind, it kind of makes sense to some degree. You either have a lot to say, or you have almost nothing.
I'm just surprised that we all have the self-control to keep it to ourselves.
Let me put it this way: I'm pretty sure she would not hesitate to shoot either me or you if either of us interrupted her.
An excellent point.
Plus, it's really early in the morning, so...
Yeah, also, I'm pretty sure I couldn't take her in a fight, especially not things being how they are.
You're telling me the best I got is a small fire pellet. I'm pretty sure, or she could punch harder than one of these things.
You'll be fine.
Doc, I'm
just
pretty sure I couldn't take you in a fight.
I'm not going to challenge that.
I want to watch.
Are you sure?
Somehow make some popcorn. I'd pay to watch.
I think I'd prefer her to keep my dagger and sickle at my side, and only use these fire pellets when we encounter something aggressive.
No, wait. I think Potts is onto something. You and we start a
fight.
We start a fight. Ellie plays the crowd, gets bets. You and I fix the fight, alright? Make it look like one of us is gonna win, and then the other upsets it so that Ellie can collect a bunch of gold.
This seems like a dangerous move.
Yeah, and this tavern's too small for it. We'll have to do it someplace bigger one of these days.
Popcorn in the fight.
Agreed.
Oh boy.
You hear the bard
that's
cat
the last
chuckle
thing.
as he's playing.
To be fair, at the end of the day, He just about any. No, I guess tieflings aren't very common, so I guess that's the ability to cause an individual spontaneously burst into flames might not be the most expected thing.
Exactly. It's real showy. We make it look like you're gonna win. You set me on fire. You got the whole, tiefling thing going on. People will think that's real scary. But then I'll beat you in the end. It'll be a huge upset because everyone will have bet on the tiefling. And then Ellie gets all the gold. It's perfect. Flawless.
It sounds like we already
Assuming you
have
can
an
survive
agreeing person.
Assuming you can survive the explosion of fire, it's not exact. You saw what happened to that orc.
Magic illusion. We'll figure something out.
Perhaps, but that's probably something better saved for a later on day when we are fairly certain no one's going to die.
I mean, after last night's bottle, I don't think he is able to die.
Cheers.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. I'm immortal and I'm gonna live forever.
He just raises the finger as if he wants to say something. He's just nah.
The bard chuckles again, but you hear someone walking up to the door. Primarily, you hear it's because it's a lot of metal clanging. But you hear the guy walk up to the bar, or into the doors, I suppose. I'm trying to picture this in my head, and my words keep getting tangled, so bear with me. And so you guys hear a guy walking up to the door, and finally he opens it. And what you guys see is actually a somewhat short orc. He's about 5'7", relatively short for an orc.
Not short.
For an orc, that's short. 6 to 7 feet is average for an orc. 5'7" is on the short side. But you see the orc come in, and he has a guitar in hand. It is a really, really weird looking guitar. It is not something you guys have ever... Actually, I don't know if you guys have guitars in this world. Do you?
I'm certain guitars exist somewhere, but especially
JP,
considering lutes are a thing.
I love that. Yeah, so most likely, most of y'all have seen at least lutes, most likely. Probably Shaky has seen an actual guitar before, but the rest of you probably will compare it to a lute. So this is a really, really strange looking lute. It looks vaguely like an electric guitar for our out-of-character perspectives, and the strings are solid metal as well, and he's just kind of holding it in one hand as he walks through. It also looks vaguely like an axe, which is probably what he uses it for.
Oh my god, guys, you see that? That's dwarven craft right there. You can't make string like that without their help.
You probably shouldn't steal it.
The orc looks at you.
I'm thinking about it.
The orc looks at you.
Your first impulse is to try and consider stealing his stuff.
No, right? The orc looks at you.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna say nothing.
As you say, dwarven craft, and he gives a big smile. And you actually notice this dude's tusks are huge. You could easily stab people with them. But he smiles at you big and wide, and he goes, "Yes, another one who knows of the dwarven crafts."
You know how to play that thing, friend?
Of course I do. I'm surprised you know of such a material.
Oh, can I say I'm a connoisseur of everything what makes a sound?
He walks over to your table and he sits down. The chairs are a little bit small for him just because of his girth. But he is
no comments.
But he sits down and he kind of like holds down in front of him. My name is Thunderwave.
Oh, it's a pleasure to meet you, Thunderwave. You mind if I finger that thing a little bit?
If you can. He hands it over to you.
Oh, I can. You better believe I can.
Nice. Considering it is solid steel strings, do me a favor and roll me a strength check plus, let's go with 4 because you have very good hands.
Hate to break it to you, pal, but solid steel string's not actually that hard to play. That's what you just
Yeah.
heard.
Oh, is that like actual steel for those strings?
Yes.
Yes.
Really? I didn't realize those were actual steel. Oh.
Silly boy.
All right, never
mean,
mind.
the
Roll me
French
performance.
I mean, plastic-based thread heads are...
Yeah, I know.
so far as
I
they
know
don't usually
nylon
last
or
very
like made
long.
that, but I thought like the steel was like interwoven with a different thing to make it a little bit nicer. But yeah, if those are actual like solid steel strings, fantastic. Roll me performance.
Yeah, no, you can get steel-coated nylon strings. That is a thing, but
Mhm.
you can just get steel strings.
Cool. Yeah.
To be fair, it's not my instrument of choice.
Not your instrument, and guitars are fairly rare, especially in this setting. And so far, no one has ever seen the equivalent of an electric guitar. So he smiles at you and he's like, "Ah, you play well for one who does not know the instruments."
You have to forgive me, I'm more familiar with a drummed lute. Tuning's
Let's-
entirely different.
we're gonna go with. Can I? We'll go with. Can I add?
Is this just a common greeting amongst bards?
No.
I think so.
He holds his hand back out
Is
to
this
you
how
for you to
bards
grab
flirt?
it.
Or conversate?
Let's go with that, and then we're gonna go with a. Well, I should use. I'll use this sheet instead. Cause this.
I
will
don't
work a
know
little
that this
better.
orc and I are flirting, but I'm definitely flirting with this instrument.
It's a little bit too high, so we'll go with.
Apparently your coursed fingers play well.
In other words, we probably need to find one for you sooner or later as well.
That'll
me?
work.
Oh.
Do
Or
you
for him.
hand him back his
Shaky is
instrument?
what I was talking about.
Yeah, definitely. I reluctantly hand back his instrument.
All right, cool. You roll me perception real quick.
I think we need to add that to his birthday list.
Oh,
Fair
enough.
We could actually figure out when his
you
birthday is.
specifically because of your the fact that you are a bard and you're probably looking at this thing with intensity. You do see a glimmer of a weird shade of color on it as you hand it over, and he grabs it. A weird sheen starts to come over it. Roll me Arcana if you're proficient in it.
I am not.
Okay, cool.
I got half proficiency because jack of all trades.
You're welcome to roll me Arcana at disadvantage if you'd like to. Damn. Okay. How much experience do you have with necromantic magic?
Absolutely none.
Alright, cool. You have absolutely... All you know is that this is a fancy... well, not really fancy, but this is a weird style of magic that is flowing... You know for a fact it's magic, but it's a weird style of magic flowing over him. Hmm? What's that, Ellie?
Oh
Ellie?
no.
Ellie?
So I'm not the only one that's having crappy internet today.
No, it's like,
there.
wait, would I notice because of Shar?
That's a good point. You would kind of notice. Depends on whether or not you're actually looking at him at the moment.
I just
I mean-
assume I'm far enough around the table that I didn't
Yeah.
see it.
Probably. You're on like the other end. You would get a very bare glimpse of it. Are you proficient with Arcana?
Probably not.
It's on your sheet. You are not. And Oliver, I don't think you are. Are you? No, you are not. Alright. None of y'all would be able to tell what exactly this magic is. But he starts to play. It is... interesting. Why is that like that? Okay, cool. So he starts to play. It is very disturbing to y'all. In this world, they don't really have metal music, which means that they specifically do not have distortion guitars.
Oh, this actually reminds me of an old spell someone had playing on their guitar or in different world. They basically just had some form of minor illusion on it to just distort the sound that it put off to make it sound like metal.
Ooh. This guy is doing equivalently that, but with necromantic magic. He is playing a distortion metal guitar at the moment. And
Does
he
it
is...
gent?
Huh?
Does it gent?
I don't know what gent means. What does that mean?
It means bam 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 bam.
I'm going to assume the answer is yes to that. I'm not really sure.
Yes.
But yeah, he is playing this thing gloriously. It is a weird type of music to y'all. It is disturbing. It's odd. It shakes you to your core. For Shaky, it probably shakes him to his heart. But it is glorious music, and probably, at least to Ellie, very uncomfortable music. I slowly stops after a moment. I play metal.
Please tell me he has a mohawk.
He did
Right,
not
energy.
before, he does now.
Oh gosh.
I
Y'all
think I'm
are-
in love.
By the way, y'all would not know what the term metal music means, except maybe Shaky. Possibly, but I don't think he would.
Want me to roll a history check?
You're more than welcome
I'll do
to.
Yes.
You would! Metal is a very, very, very rare style of music in this world, specifically played by exceptionally few races about 200 some years ago. And it's more or less a dying art. It's not as appreciated as most music. Because again, distortion specifically is very odd. However, this style of playing, like metal guitar, is still the uncommon, but distortion specifically has not been played in this style of world. No one's really thought of that before. So this is legitimately new music to you.
I recognize this piece. You were playing. I read some tablature. That was from the old bard Meshuggah, 200 years ago.
Yes, my grandmama, she played with her. That's exactly how he says it, by the way.
Were you playing Demiurge? Because I feel like you were playing Demiurge right there.
Oh, I'm glad you recognize it. But I have my own take to the music. I play distortion metal.
I gotta admit, I've only ever heard that song being played on a kalimba. I've never heard that song the way it was intended.
This piece of music is normally played. You see the shade kind of go away from his guitar, and he starts to play it like a metal guitar with absolutely no distortion. However, I have decided that this is not metal enough. It needs music. And then you see the shade pop back up on the guitar, and it starts to distort once again, and he fucking rips on the goddamn guitar. I mean, this shit fucking flies in his hands. Metal!
I'm gonna make the umlaut.
What?
Imagine that Oliver is just sitting there, just awkwardly watching, slightly sweating, recognizing if he tried playing anything, he'd probably be thrown out of art college.
Very likely. You see the bard on the stage kind of chuckling as his hands mimic the orc's hands, but they don't play anything on his lute. The fuck did I call it? Oh, Thunderwave, that's right.
Hey, Thunderwave.
Hmm.
Can you play that old song? I've always wanted to hear it. Can you play Soulburn?
Soulburn.
Yeah.
Let's see if he actually remembers that. He probably does. Let's go with the... Just because this is easier for me. Specifically... Wow. Thanks, Foundry. I don't remember that one. Can you play it? Just a little bit, I'll pick it up as you go.
I'm afraid I don't know it myself. Never actually heard it.
The other guy on the bar, which I won't believe you guys have actually asked his name yet. He, on the other hand, does in fact know it, and he actually starts playing it as you guys talking. It's on the lute, so it sounds real weird, but you hear the orc kind of you hear him turn his head, and then since you actually look at him, you can see him roll his eyes slightly, and he just kind of shakes his head before he starts joining in. The weird combination of both the lute and the electric distortion guitar, or effective electric distortion guitar, is the weirdest thing y'all can imagine, but it works so goddamn well. They are playing in perfect unison.
Aw, just like our team.
Yes, exactly like us. Anyway, I'm done nerding out about metal music. You two should jump in. Because I could literally do this all day.
Yeah.
Huh, who knew an impromptu band could sound so good?
Nah, we're not impromptu. This man... He's actually an elf, but the orc doesn't give a shit. I have been playing with him for so many years.
Wait, that's the three of us who have just met you now?
Yes, I am Thunderwave, and this man... I'm an elf. He just says kind of like... His eyes are still closed, by the way. My name is Phelan. Me and Thunder here have been playing together for many years. We travel the land looking for new music, new styles, new learning of the different stylations and musicians of our crafts. I personally play the lutes, but my friend here, as you can see, plays distortion, and my little friend here, he holds out his arm, and you now notice a small blue sheen on his arm as it slowly condenses, and a tiny face pops just like directly up on his hand. It's a tiny slime.
I want it.
And it just kind of looks at you, and it's like, I'm slimy. I sing.
Ellie's eyes lock onto the little slime.
Pulls out a fork, pulls out a knife. Dinner time.
No.
Question, is there some sort of intelligence check I can roll to recognize how slimes usually work?
You're welcome to roll intelligence check, yeah.
Okay.
Just the basic one. Okay.
Assuming it's not an animal.
That's odd.
The dice, I can see the dice on my screen, but it just straight up froze.
Oh, there we go. Yes. Okay. No. Okay. Mine and Ellie's win. Feel free to roll it again. See if it
Mine is
works.
just frozen in place.
I do not know.
And my page is dying.
Oh no. Let me roll it for
My
you.
internet just hates me today.
You're good. Let me roll it for you real quick. You got a natural 20.
Okay, so...
That works.
Did you know that slimes are acidic?
They are. Most slimes as well are not super intelligent. Most slimes, to the best of my knowledge at least, usually work off of just usually consuming other creatures or trying to power themselves up, or simply of extremely low intelligence and usually are on their own or by themselves. This is the first time you absolutely will have encountered an intelligent slime, and oh, you were in a traveling town. You probably read a lot of books, I assume, on different monsters, different creatures, and the like.
No question, I'd have to be reading lots of books in order to even learn my general craft.
Yeah, that's fair. And probably slime material is probably used in at least some potions, especially since there are acidic acid potions. So you would also
I
know, huh?
Insert like Genshin slime condensate or secretions.
Mm-hmm. So you would also know that, generally speaking, slimes are not at all acting like this. Oh, something wrong?
So you're telling me they're an
Just
acid
ignore that.
metal band?
First time I've
Like,
ever seen. First time I've ever seen a slime that's that's capable of this level of intelligence. Where'd you
I'm
find this little
slimy.
guy? Where did they find you, little one?
Oh,
I
hello,
was
slimy.
found away. I travel and sing. I'm slimy. Failing
You're a
conscious
really
shrugs.
good singer, Slimy. Better than which I know.
Failing conscious shrugs, and he's like, we're slowly putting together a band of sorts, a traveling band of bards, if you would consider. And he's here, our lead singer. See, his ability to change his entire form at any whim or any point in time means that he can perfectly mimic any person's vocal cords to any degree. For example, Slimy then kind of like smiles directly at Eleonora and repeats in the perfect way of Eleanor's speech exactly what she had just said. Is a
Well,
one-for-one mimication.
huh.
Wow, I'm
I
impressed
possess a
and a little
similar
scared.
talent, Slimy.
That's a little unnerving.
See, when you can change your entire vocal cords because you don't have vocal cords, and then you can change your entire body to become a single string and then be able to move that string in any way, shape, or form you want, you can change anything.
I'm gonna also mimic Ellie, by the way.
Excuse you.
It is extremely unnerving to have two Ellies in front. Where he's like, I can also mimic any form of singing. He then proceeds to do 4 separate songs, and you can actually tell by him splitting himself slightly, he actually is doing all 4 of the songs at the exact same time.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, that's not something I can do.
I've heard that there are some humans that can sing with 2 different voices at once, but I hear it's exceptionally rare.
Oh, Shaky, you don't want to try? I'd love to hear you try.
Yeah, I've never really learned how to do the polytonal vocal thing.
Just split yourself into multiple of you. I'm slimy.
That's not exactly an easy option for us.
Ow.
My head feels like it's gonna split in 2 sometimes, but that's because of voices.
Phelan
Sorry.
nods. He's a very
You-
special creature. We found him a long time ago. He was just kind of wandering the shore at one point, randomly walking up to creatures, mimicking their voices, and then they kind of went through him over and over again until they got bored and walked away. Apparently, he has a love for music.
I won't lie. This is has to be the first time I've ever encountered a slime or similar species of creature that, well, has any more intelligence than consume.
He nods. There are a few slimes out there that are out of the norm, this little guy being one of them. Some forms of slimes can even take control of suits of armor and become the knight in shining armor, if you will. There are some stories that you'll hear, especially around this town, and mostly in Helios, oddly enough, of a wandering knight. No one knows what exactly he is, but we're fairly confident it's just a slime wandering around in knight's armor. We could be wrong, though. Could be a dangerous foe, but usually those are in Cataclysm. So, he just kind of shrugs. One day we're gonna meet this slime, and then sing it a song, see if it likes it. Not seen them, though.
Wish you luck when the time comes, but can't really say I know anything about how that. Can't say I know anything about sentient slimes.
Thunderwave speaks up. I will shake this core with my metal.
You three still taking requests?
Of course we are. What would a band of bards be without the music played by its audience?
Can you play Yoshimi Battles the Pink Goblin?
I know that reference.
I think you broke him.
He nods and is like, I've not heard that for a long time. As a specialty of the dwarves, I do believe. Sure. Little Slimy.
Yes!
You up for interesting song, Slimy? Slimy just starts bobbing on his hand. Like, it just starts bobbing up and down, like, super fast. It makes slight squelching noises, but it looks to be very excited. And Thunderwave nods and he climbs up onto the stage. And they all start playing. It sounds really odd with no drums, but they make do. They make their own drums by Thunderwave slamming his foot on the ground and the metal on his body shaking and shivering like a weird form of metal drums with his footstep creating the backbeat. It's very odd, but it works, shockingly.
And here I am just sitting here thinking, the thermometer, which can be used to make minor tremors.
Oh. Chicky rolling some dice, I see.
This is a distraction.
But yeah. So what are you guys' plans? You guys have the Band of Bards, which we have no name for, by the way. They do, like, Phelan does say, like, by the way, if you, my kind audience, do have some names for us, we'd be happy to hear them. We're always looking for new names every time we go into a new bar.
The courier service.
Interesting, but we don't sell mail.
That means you're going to bed.
The three... Oh, I don't know. The slime trio?
But only one of us is slimy. I'm slimy.
Metalhead, but with an E on the end so that they know you mean business.
Metal! I like your thinking. Phelan's like, yeah. That'll be our name for now, but only one of us is metal.
I was gonna say...
I mean, it's better than what I would have given. The only real thought that crossed my head was Echo Blast, and I don't think that really he works very well.
I'm slimy. I can make echo.
I was gonna say Twa 182, but...
That's good.
Wow, 182.
Twa. It's 3 in French.
Oh, beautiful. We're
Wait,
still
I got it. Blink 182.
If you have any ideas for drummers, well, send them our way. We're looking for a drummer. Need that backbeat.
The only drummer I can think of is my hangover from earlier.
You know, Ellie is known for hitting pots.
I mean, I can make tremors, but I can't really keep a beat.
Imagine making a song using earthquakes.
I mean, is my thing working right now? Maybe I can actually pull it.
I would love to have a song made entirely exclusively out of earthquake noises.
Here we go. I believe there's
Place
one in
fry
there.
pan on the ground.
Let's see. Yeah, number 3. You cause harmless tremors on the ground for 1 minute.
Nice. If you cast this spell multiple times, you can have 3. You can make 3 of them happen at the same time. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, utility spells are great for roleplay instances, especially stuff like this. The only real problem is, I don't think it would go very well.
Bust down the tavern somehow.
The only other thing I can really say I can do is amplify I had your slime friend, and here by about 3 times.
I'm slimy. He may be intelligent, but his vocabulary is severely lacking.
Still, about 100 times better than just about any other slime out there.
That is true. All right. So you guys just listening to them in the background for the most part as they continue playing the pink goblins.
I'm very tempted to just actually cast Thaumaturgy on the slime in between their performances.
You'll wake up the entire town. I love it. Fucking maybe the metal rooster popping out. Oh, I love that. But yeah, you guys have now
If
met
we're not
my...
leaving the tavern, I'm definitely joining in. So you guys got to get us out of here. I'm spending the whole day just playing music with these fucks.
I mean, the only thing I can really think of doing is just stepping out of the tavern to go look for regens.
Y'all, I believe
Honestly,
y'all...
actually, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Just simply, hey, give a quick. Okay, I'm gonna go out there and see if I can find any materials in the nearby hills for some sort of potions. Anyone want to join me?
Nah, I'm good.
Suit yourself.
I don't
Walks
know
out
if
of the
I'd
door.
be much help, so...
Suit yourselves. I will walk out the tavern and go get to work.
Nice.
Don't get
Feel free to roll
stolen
me
by an
survival.
orc.
Okay, survival. Shit.
That was what happened last time that someone walked out those doors.
Yeah.
Alright. 16, nice.
So what I find?
You would probably, I say, especially since the hills are not the most populated area of plants and whatnot, probably enough to make one more healing potion, I would say.
All right, I will add that to my inventory.
Alright, Ellie, you and Shaky are currently still inside the tavern listening to the sweet, sweet musics of everyone. There is Ruina still upstairs in her room thinking over existence. Currently, y'all have probably the ability to go to... actually, you guys have several areas you guys could go to. Could go back home to the gnomes and specifically gnomish bar. Jesus Christ. Oh, that was over. Okay.
Sorry,
Well,
ignore
that's
that.
fun.
You're good.
Slapped out on accident.
On the map that I believe you would not have a map. I know Shaky would have a map, most definitely. Whether or not he pulls it out or whether or not you ask him, it's entirely up to you.
I don't have a physical map in my inventory. I got it in my brain.
That's true. You would vaguely know that there's another area in where the fuck are you guys? Rio Tao. You would know there's another town inside of Rio Tao, down south directly. You're welcome to go there as well. That's an option. There's a couple towns around up north, over technically the Trail of Blade Tears is technically where the mountain dwarves are said to be. The hill dwarves are next to the gnomes back home. So you have a couple of options on your way. You guys could also, if you want to, go to the gnome area. It would take a while and very dangerous and possibly deadly, but... Sorry, not gnome. Goblin. But you guys could totally go to the goblin area. It is perfectly acceptable for y'all to go to the goblin area. You may die, but it's there. Actually, let me pull up that map real quick again. World map.
I think at the moment, probably our best bet is to stay away from aggressive species. Or very likely, the hostile species.
Marina brought up she doesn't want to go to the Citadel, and she's curious of my background, I guess.
Angry Mick Angerson here. Town you guys know absolutely nothing about. Dwarf City up here, at least rumors of a Dwarf City up here. There is a giant crater up here. Who knows what's over there? Death Desert, basically, over here. Goblins over
Does
here.
the DM know what's in the crater?
I have some interesting ideas for the crater. Don't worry.
Okay.
I have
checking.
I have some
to be fair,
wonderful plans.
I've often been told when it comes to actually running a D&D game, you don't plan for uncertainty. You just simply try and figure out what you should do, as it's made clear that the party is going to be taking an action that's going to involve it.
Yeah, I have some good plans for this crater. Don't you worry.
Is that where all the good slimes are hiding?
No. I don't know where the good slimes would be. They're probably everywhere. There's probably also, Whirlpool. There's a town right here that you guys could go to as well. It's unnamed for a reason, but, you'll go there. There's the giant, tree. Y'all haven't seen that yet. This tree is, in fact, about half the size of Citadel, by the way. Just so you guys are aware that this is to scale, more or less.
So Rowena would have saw it.
That's one heck of a redwood.
Yeah, Rowena would definitely have saw. These two things are obvious from the Citadel's towers, basically. Just from how far they are. You guys are in the middle of basically a lot of fog / overcast area, so it's hard to see too far in the distance. So once you guys get close enough, you would absolutely see this. You went down here, more or less, so you would absolutely not have seen it. So, and nor would have Oliver's. I think the only person who knows those trees exist, beyond you roughly seeing them inside of a picture, would be Rowena, actually. But yeah, so where you guys thinking of going? What catches your fancy? Which of these areas are smashing?
Well, if you put it that way, none of them. So, Shaky, are you alive? Or do I need to play with your hair?
I'm just playing my lute.
He is having a hell of a time.
Oh, Sin, come to think of it, one other stop I'd probably be making on the way back.
What's that?
The glassmaker's shop, if there's one in the town.
That's a good plan. Hold on. There is. Why is my shit not updating? Oh, there we go. There is a glassmaker shop. It's a very small one, but they do have, especially since the ground is primarily substances, which in theory could turn to glass, and especially with their magical making.
Sand.
Yeah, a lot of sand / rocky terrain that they can technically turn into sand, and magic, of course. So there is a small glass shop. Makes a lot of vases. Vase?
I was actually hoping to walk in and see if they sell vials.
They would. Definitely would not be too difficult to make vials. They do not make anything bigger than a small cup, though. But yeah, they definitely do make vials.
How much do they go for?
Relatively easy to make. Lot of supply. They're kind of one of the majority of the people who actually make them. Probably like 8 copper each.
8 copper each?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to need to calculate that in my head. So that would be 64 copper for 8, and I'm going to buy 8.
Okie dokie.
So that will leave me with...
Yeah, so Eleanor, you were saying something shaky as he was playing his sweet, sweet guitar. Sorry, lute.
I was gonna say, so if I remember correctly, you've been to the Goblin Town before?
Every freaking time.
Well, the bar
Well-
at least.
More than once.
So there's a chance of us maybe meeting, but you at least know the area.
Sorry, I'm half focused on you right now. Repeat that one more time for me.
Are you interested in going back to the gnome bar? Or would that be too much background story?
One more time. One more time, please.
Ellie grabs his hair.
Yeah. Okay.
You
Yeah,
hear
we
me
can.
now.
We can go. We can go to your place of birth. That's fine.
I wouldn't say it's place of birth. Ellie lets go of his hair.
Oh,
Throws him
thank
back.
you.
Anyway, we can talk to Oliver about it when he gets back. You enjoy your little playing.
Which one's Oliver? That Doc? I feel like that's Doc.
Yes, Doc.
I love it. Probably like 30, 40 some minutes pass before Oliver gets back with his new wares. There's not a whole lot of vegetation around the area, so it's fairly easy to find the materials he was looking for, and the shop's fairly close by. So it takes about 40 some minutes before he gets back in. The Bardish, the band of Bods. The Bardish band have, at this point, more or less stopped playing. They're just kind of chatting with each other, probably discussing future plans and everything like that. That they're at their own table.
Well, didn't find too much in terms of potion making materials, but I did find plenty of vials. So I could make. There's a lot I could fill into these.
Oh, don't forget all the alcohol bottles you have too.
I have like 3, but yeah.
Which we definitely did not get here.
No, we really didn't. I got these down at the camp in the Darklands, remember? He says, just holding up the 2.
It's a good backstory.
It's not actually backstory. We actually got that on screen.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, I passed the orc a few silver for these because I was
Right.
running low on vials.
I actually forgot about that entirely. But yeah, so you guys have a lot of options open to you. Where would you like to go? Oliver, I believe Ellie would probably tell you about the idea of going back to the Stepping Stone or in the Littlefoot Forest. But you also would know very, very vaguely of Cicadia, as well as the dwarves up north, which are your 3 primary options. There's a couple of other small towns, but none of particular notice.
Okay, guys, hear me out. What we could do is we could follow this band around, and every time they play a show, we could, be there.
Are you just looking to join the specific band?
I don't feel like they need another. I don't feel like they need more strings, but kind of still want to be there.
Are you hoping to be adopted?
Maybe a little bit.
Are you not feeling loved enough?
At this point, I'm honestly good at going just about anywhere. Just gives me another opportunity to get a look around for that disease.
Well, I know we were floating around donkeys yesterday.
And did anything seem unusual? Oh, sorry. Never mind, forgot I said that.
Let's go visit Potts' family.
How about I mean, Rowena was interested in seeing the somehow alive zombie, but it wouldn't hurt to see. We can always ask if the Blink 182 is interested in coming with.
I like that idea. Hey, guys! You interested in following us to wherever the hell it is we're going? We haven't decided yet.
We're going to Dunkies. You might know it by that name.
Apparently, we've decided we're going to Donkey's Tavern.
Aw, you're such a good boy.
I hate that you
I
say
mean-
that.
Normally I don't like being demeaned, but I think today I'll take it.
Vela kind of looks over at you two and he's like, Donkey's Tavern, eh? I don't think I know that place. Unless you're talking about Grumble's Tavern inside of Lofa Forest.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
place.
you say tomato, I say rutabaga.
Wait, isn't that within the light zone?
It is, yes.
How likely are they to try and kill me on sight?
Exceptionally
Yeah.
unlikely.
I
Wow.
give it 50-50 odds.
I'm alive, so I'd like to think they wouldn't kill you.
I'm a tiefling. I'm not exactly viewed as a man of the light.
And I'm a half-elf that was raised around gnomes that hate everyone, so...
And I'm a
The-
human. I can walk anywhere and no one's gonna try to kill me.
Phelan kind of shrugs. The gnomes are a strange race. You see, they don't practice any of the normal elven traditions or the orc traditions of hating each other. They hate everything equally. So everyone's welcome.
More of a shortness complex.
So basically, just don't make any sort of comment that could be even vaguely connected to height, and I might be okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Also, be prepared for children to stab you. They do this
Wait, what?
for fun. Well, you
Ankle
see,
biters, but with knives.
you
If that makes
see,
sense.
he kind of like scratches his head softly. Most of the gnomes in Stepping Stone last time I was there were quite young, and gnomes take a while to mature.
Remind me to get my healer's kit refilled on the way out.
Don't worry, Doc. I got you.
So,
Your magic is definitely a wonderful resource when it comes to healing major injuries, but I think for some of the minor ones, bandages might be better.
I'd like to think
Save
they
the
don't
spells.
have rabies.
I'm not concerned about the rabies. I'm more concerned about the cuts.
But yeah, Phelan just kind of shrugs and he's like, "We'd be happy to join you, but we're still looking for another member, and the Gnomish Tavern does not often have musicians that hold. Although not many places do. We were planning on going to the Citadel. That tends to be where quite a lot of musicians go. Or maybe at the Orcish camps. They have a lot
Tell you
of male
what.
folks.
You familiar with Mama's Caravan?
Of course. She helps us out.
There's a pure blood orc there with absolutely no drumming experience, who I think would be perfect for your band.
I mean, even now outside of that, I kind of view dwarves as being particularly good with a hammer. Can't imagine that would make a bad drummer either.
That's a good point. Tiefling, you're an interesting one. We're gonna go up to the dwarves. See whether or not they have a drummer. They hold a pretty good beat.
I mean, I've definitely heard they have some level of song in their hearts.
They might. He he has like a moment to realization in his head, and he's like, they do.
I mean, there might be
Mountain
a
dwarfs
few-
mine, and they sing when they do. They play a tune all day long. A drummer they are. Fancy.
That's quite the rhyme.
Band of bards to the dwarven mines.
I mean, to be fair, I have often heard that some of the best songs are basically poems that have someone put two notes to.
That's a good point. We should make more poems as songs. But to the dwarven mines. He starts to walk out the building.
Any chance I can convince you two to, I don't know, start heading north? The Dwarven Mines?
I mean, again, I'm good going anywhere. Just want to make sure that disease hasn't spread anywhere.
I mean, it'd make the trip to Stepping Forest longer, I will say that, but
Donkeys it is.
we can check it out.
Come on, no. I know an unenthused agreement when I hear it. Let's head to Donkeys.
Oh, I love it.
I'm sorry, Leon. I mean, Shaky.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Potts.
Oh, I love it. All right. So you are going to be traveling on your way. For the most part, nothing particularly interesting happens, but let me see all of y'all roll 1d6 for me. Gonna be attempting to try something that my previous DM did on me. Fancy. Wow. Wow.
Hey, look at that!
Did it!
All right,
We got
cool.
all high.
Yeah,
Boxcars!
that legitimately actually means nothing of any danger happens to you folks on your journey. 6 means something good happens, actually. Now I have to think of something good that happens.
Chwingas. No, wait. We come
Chwingas?
across the
Oh,
things
yeah.
that Doc wanted.
What was
Huh?
that, Shaky?
We come across the things that Doc wanted. A pearl!
That's, you know,
The 100 gold pearl. Oh god.
We find a corpse with rare gems.
God.
I was gonna say maybe it falls from the sky from a bird.
Oh yeah, a
Just
rock
lands on
flies
it.
overhead.
Fucking bird pounds your face with a extremely rare pearl.
Oh, okay. We come across a caravan that was abandoned,
Oh, that's interesting.
and we loot it for a billion gold.
Oh my god.
Good lord. Okay, let's see if I have a... I should have a map for this, but...
A genie comes and grants us each a wish.
Ooh.
We'll go with this
I mean,
map.
I just probably just wish for the elimination of the disease.
So
God
Or
damn it.
find some
Hold
sort
on.
of cure for it.
such a small imagination.
Wait, let me
Oh,
fix this
dang
real quick.
it. I
Hold
should
on.
have gave my little rock thing to the band.
You have a rock thing?
Char's little walkie-talkie thing.
Oh, yeah.
Nah, we're gonna bump into
Oh,
them
that's
again.
right.
Save
You're
it.
going to throw it at the campfire. Oh, not the campfire. The primary
Anywhere
fire.
loud.
Save the rock for something useful.
We'll use Ellie as the
Fair
token
enough.
for this here.
Oh no, she said, Sin said it himself. It looks like a piece of coal. I don't think any of us have any idea about it.
It's a very black rock. It's not necessarily looks like a piece of coal. It's like an extremely smooth black rock. Which
You mean
could
onyx?
just kind of. Oh, it's like a mix between onyx and obsidian would be what it kind of looks like.
I'm sure
So-
it's not a black pearl.
Could be. But yeah, so you guys are kind of wandering through this area. I have so many ideas for this, but my ideas are also... Who is this guy? I don't remember who this guy was. Oh, that was my fish. That's right. That was my fish.
A fish?
Wait, what?
I had
Do I
a
get to
one-shot
have the fish?
character. I had a one-shot character who was a Triton, barbarian fighter, Echo Knight.
Oh, I thought you. For a second there, I thought you meant you made a Lokatha or a Kuatoa somehow.
I totally thought it was just a token for a goldfish. Hey, you laugh, but those are creatures. Those are creatures
what?
like any
Fair-
other.
I was
and they
fair
excited
enough.
for my
appreciate
little goldfish.
Fair enough. So you guys are exploring, well, not exploring, you guys are kind of walking through this area. There's a lot of farms around, a lot of different things. There's a couple of small towns around. There's a church that you guys can see quite a distance away. Ooh, I could tie that in. But how can I make that good? Hold on. My DM brain is ticking and turning and moving and wheeling.
Don't hurt yourself.
We'll do this. Okay, I have a plan. Not entirely sure if it's going to work exactly, but we'll see. Bye, Joyce. Thank you for being here. But we'll see if this works. So you guys are journeying across this area, and you guys see a caravan. Obviously, I don't have a token for caravan, but we'll pretend I have a token for caravan. I'll make a tiny mark. I do have a drawing tool. Sweet. There. That's the caravan. I know, so exciting. Don't worry about it. So you guys see a caravan passing down the road. At the front, there is what looks to be kind of grizzled, tired old farmer guy. His wife next to him. Inside the back, you guys can hear some sounds of a couple children playing and things like that. And the man sees you and he stops the caravan. He smiles at you. Why, hello there, travelers.
Well met.
Hello,
Been a while.
hello.
Been a while since we've seen a fresh face or a new face. How goes?
I mean, not that long. Just this morning we saw two.
True this, but it has been most of the day since we've really seen anyone but the three of us.
Yeah, all right, you got me on a technicality.
It's rare that I see travelers such as yourself. The half-elf is quite a ways from over time, and the tiefling I don't think I've ever seen. I've heard stories about you, though. We have some stories circling around. Some are good, some are not. But an old man like me just tells tales all along. Don't mind it.
I can assure you, having traveled with a tiefling, none of the stories are exaggerated.
Hey, be
Uh,
nice.
excuse you?
Someone woke up on the wrong side of the ground.
That was beautiful timing.
What?
Aurora has opinions.
He's red, does dangerous things, and throws fireballs.
I throw small pellets at our. I just literally just pull out a tiny pellet. Like, I do not throw fireballs in the standard sense.
Did y'all get
Yeah.
Rowena, by the way? Just
You say potato,
making
I
sure.
say cabbage.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So Rumina's
Yes.
just kind of in the back there listening to you folks. Just wanting to make sure y'all didn't leave her.
I think we'd probably be getting a serious earful from her player character if we didn't.
I'm gonna be
And-
honest. I probably tried to leave her, but Ellie probably brought her along.
Oh, it's like, I will bring her with me until I
say.
die. Okay, cool. The old man kind of laughs, kind of chuckles a bit as he looks at you. He's like, well, my name is Johnson, and this is my wife. Her name is Lily. No, we're going to ignore Lily. We're going to call her, what?
Have to say
God,
her
I had
name is
another word for Lily.
Elspeth.
Elspeth, what the fuck?
Lilith.
Lilith,
I
you
don't
know
know.
what? We'll go with Lilith. That actually works.
Lilith feels more like a
No.
tiefling name to
Lilith?
me.
That's a
No,
literal
no.
name.
I would use Lilith for another
They're
character here.
monsters.
I have another name for Lilith for a character here. There's another word for flower that I'm thinking of.
Rose.
Camellia.
I like
That's a lot of
Camellia.
flowers.
Gladiolus.
Rose I use for a different one, but God, fuck. I'm only using
Camellia.
Camellia? Okay. That sounds like
Daisy.
chameleon. Daisy! That's the word I was thinking of. Daisy.
So simple.
Very simple. I know. It's just escaped my head. This is my
Carnelian.
wife, Daisy.
Cecilia. Yeah. Daisy's fine.
Yep.
Violet.
What
There's a lot
are
of
you
freaking flower
kind
names.
travelers doing so far away from the Citadel?
Daffodil.
I love that.
We were on our way to the Homish city, if I understood the general discussion correctly.
Ah, Littlefoot Forest. That's not too far from here. Only another day's of travel.
Actually, speaking of which, I did have a random question for you.
Hmm.
How long have you exactly been in this area?
Oh, I live here. Do you
Have you
see
seen-
that church?
Would this require a perception check, or can I just see it?
The top of the church is very obvious. You guys are fairly close to it. It's probably like maybe maybe a mile or two away. Not too hard to see. You guys are also more or less in Helios at the moment, so it's bright and sunny. So yeah, you can totally see the church, the top of the church at least.
Wait, Helios? Remember, I don't have bright vision.
That's true. You would
Oh,
not be able to see
no.
it. The rest of your party probably could. Actually, no. what was the word? Shaky. Shaky
Uh,
has a difficult time seeing it.
Sorry, sir. I don't exactly I don't exactly have eyes that are used to seeing in this sort of level of light.
Nah.
Ugh.
I'm sorry. I forgot your eyes are not quite as adjusted as ours. It happens to those that are not born on this side. And the distance over there. He points roughly to the, let's say the bottom of this map is south, top of it is north. So he points a little bit to the north/northeast. Over there, a couple of miles down, is my home. The church there is one we pray to all the time.
To Paylor, if I'm correct.
He kind of like raises his eyebrow. No, dear child, we do not pray to Palor.
Indeed.
We pray to the god of equality. I don't have a name for him yet. Someone give me a fancy name.
Equinox.
Equinox. Ooh,
Hold
I
on,
like
well, that works.
that. Yeah.
I was gonna pull Humblewood and just pull a name from there, but
Wait. Instead of equal night, equilux. Equal light.
Ooh, Equilux. I like that. We pray to the god of equality. Yeah, god to equality, Equilux.
I cannot say I'm familiar with that deity.
Not many are. It started in my generation, and now we pass it on to my children, and they, when they grow, will pass it on to theirs.
I've heard that Equilux is real big down in Circadia. Not that I'd know.
Fascinating. It will pass. It will grow. And everything shall be in balance.
Another question I had for you, actually.
Yes.
The general individuals in the area, has anyone seemed unusually aggressive lately?
Aggressive? No. We are usually peaceful creatures. We make sure everything in our lives is balanced. Happiness, sadness, grief, anguish, joy, everything. Even the ground itself is balanced.
How does one maintain something like that? Surely emotions are a lot harder to control, well, than simply willing it.
They are difficult at times, but simple. If we perform one action, we simply perform the other in kind. If we get angry, we then laugh. If we fight, we then make peace.
So, equivalent exchange.
Yes, you could say that. Everything is equal here. Everyone.
One arm extended and the other clenching a dagger. An olive branch in one hand and a switch in the other.
Sounds more along the lines of chaotic to me, but I suppose if it works out well, then there's definitely a lot I probably don't understand.
No chaos is found here, child, without order. If something spontaneous happens, like a fire comes out, we pour some water on it. The bigger the fire, the thicker the water. If a tree grows in the wrong spot, we cut it down.
I just imagine Oliver just like staring blankly, just like, this seems fairly standard for like every civilization.
Yeah.
So, is your god just a demigod then, or is he like Palor's level?
He looks at you with slight confusion. He's a god. He's a god of balance. All things remain balanced under his rule.
So he's just the in-between of Shar and Paylor.
He looks at you with further confusion.
Sorry, I'm making a fool of myself. I just have a, we'll say a kind of deep connection with the gods, a knowledge of them.
We have also been blessed by equal acts. And cursed.
Oh.
Yes. When we perform one action, another in kind must be done, of course.
Does he speak to you?
No. How can he speak to one of us? He cannot speak to one. There is no balance in one. There is balance in all. And balance in none.
But I thought what about how just having them commune with a priest and have the priest tell everyone else?
Then the priest is simply one of non-balance. The priest would be above us. He would not be equal. Equality would be displaced.
So then, how would you know what to do? Or do you just assume that this is the balance that he wants?
He's spoken to all of us, told us to maintain balance, true equality, all things be balanced. When I was but a lad, my wife here has heard it too. That is why we started this. We create balance. You also notice that both of his horses are, there's two of them, and one's black and one's white.
So it's
Guys,
basically
trust
just a
me.
huge yin-yang symbol.
Kind of.
Guys, trust me, the only good thing to come out of this religion is that old song, Balance Slays the Demon.
I cannot say I'm familiar. Very familiar when it comes to music.
If you would like to see our village, you are more than welcome to.
Well, I suppose you did say hey, it's probably another day's worth of a walk to our current destination. What do you guys think?
Is there by chance resting area in your village?
We have some small areas to rest, but namely, we all have the same buildings. There is no difference, there is simply equality.
How on earth are you people pulling off these constructs with this level of just this perfectly similar?
We build
that
the
makes any
same
sense.
way every time. We build it
I mean,
brick by brick, the same distance across.
I mean, sure, but any action by man and just about anyone who believes in a day, in any sort of patron, goes under the mindset that no simple action that any person can make is ever going to be identical or perfect in a general sort of way.
To second that, if everyone was born the same, it wouldn't
They're
be
not
much
born
of
the
a
same,
world to
child. They are
live.
born equal. If you have a male, you will have a female. Equality.
If equality was a thing, then why was I dropped out of forest?
That is because, child, only we share the equality. It is why we're trying to spread it. Because then children like you would not be abandoned. They would simply be equal. They would be the same as everyone else.
I feel I'm never going to understand how on earth any of this works, but
But I wonder if you guys have caught on to one thing that he said so far that is very weird.
Besides everything, that was very weird.
Well,
I
you
mean,
know,
let's be honest. Basically, everything he said so far is weird.
one thing in particular should be standing out based on his statements of equality here. One thing in particular, I'm very curious. You guys will probably see it if you guys enter the town.
Guys, let's maybe stop communing with the acolyte of insanity and move on to greener pastures. Literally greener, because it's always daylight.
How does that even work? How is it even as bright as it is? You just stare. Oh no!
Ellie dropped.
I think her connection crashed. It straight up says she's offline here.
Yeah,
Just
I think she did crash. Oh, there she
There
is.
you are.
Hi. Storm get you?
Back.
So, how much of the last, or how should I say?
How much did you hear?
What's the last thing you heard?
Last I heard is that, children like me won't be abandoned anymore. We'd all be equal, basically.
A few minutes ago. But yeah, that was the gist of it. Basically, I was wondering if y'all had noticed one thing that he said that was particularly odd, and whether or not y'all wanted to go into his town. Shaky does not. To answer your question, by the way, Oliver, the guy's like, the gods above have refused equality with the sun, so we create
above the table, Shaky wants absolutely nothing to do with this cult. But Snow wants us to fucking go there because there's a non-zero chance that we'll get kidnapped in our sleep and we'll have an escape the cult thing. I'm here for that. I am fucking here for that. Let's do it.
Oh no!
I love how passionate you
Am
are.
I going to have to wind up burning a village?
Equality in all things. If you burn the village, you gotta douse it.
Let's do it.
Oh no!
If one person gets kidnapped, that means someone else should be kidnapped.
You guys have 4 people, 2 males, 2 females. It's fine.
Yeah, what they'll do is they'll kidnap half of us, and for the sake of equality, they're gonna kidnap 1 male and 1 female.
So...
Because apparently that matters to them.
I wonder how we would be paired if we got kidnapped.
Friggin' gender essential cult.
Honestly, I like the idea because of how amusing it is and what could happen.
Oh no!
I'm here for it. Shaky's gonna complain, but if you guys say we're gonna go to the town to rest, we should totally do it.
I mean, I was mostly planning only for resting.
Exactly. We have a narrative excuse to do it.
Yeah, it's as he said. We have like another day of walking.
At least, yeah.
Before we get to our destination.
All right.
And plus, if we get to the forest by nighttime, that's not good. So...
Oh, equivalent to nighttime, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys are planning on going over?
Jeez. Guys, I'm telling you, this is a mistake. We should set up camp by the side of the road or something.
Oh, it should be fine. Just a quick sleep. I don't think you'd really enjoy sleeping on the ground for another whole day. Especially in an area you're not too familiar with, if I remember correctly, unless you want to tell me otherwise.
If you're this concerned about how the general opportunity of rest, we could always just do... crap, what's the word I'm looking for here?
Power nap?
I was going to say set up watch, but sure.
Look, nothing good ever comes from gods, and these people are the God-fearing type. Not that I'd expect you two God-talkers to understand.
I mean, granted, but it sounds like it's not much of a god. It's more of the people that are interesting.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm trying to figure out how on earth they even figured out this god exists.
I've never heard of this god, and I talked to the main god, so
The old man simply replies, "As we said, young lad, I was talked to as a child with my wife."
So a voice just appeared in everyone's head one day,
Yes.
just like simultaneously.
Yes. All things equality. I got told, she got told, many of our friends got told. We created a small village, and we have children, such as the two in the back.
Let me guess. One boy, one girl.
How did you guess? Exactly.
how is that possible?
They obviously killed one of their kids so that there would be equality in all things.
We did not have 3 children, only 2.
And you're telling truths and lies in equal measure, 'cause equality in all things.
I don't know. So you're saying everyone will have equal amounts of boy, girl, children?
Yes.
That's not.
How?
He does
I
not
don't have
go
children
further.
of my own, but that doesn't. That's not right.
He does not elaborate.
Don't want to talk about the birds and the bees on a
We
godly
have
level.
males and female children.
Are they real children?
Of course. Lilith, come on out. As with you, James. You see a small girl come out, probably around the age of like 12, maybe 13. And a boy come out, probably about the age of 8.
Question, are they doing like any creepy twin things like out of horror movies? Are they just
No,
staring?
they're just kids.
No.
They just kind of act like children. They randomly, the older one kind of punches her brother softly in the shoulder as he like makes a snarky comment, and then she bows to, "Hello."
Good afternoon.
Hello.
Mama, Papa, can we go play? Yes, young one, go out and explore. They kind of just
Hold up.
go into this
They're all-
area.
Wait,
They're
they're
old
not
men.
afraid of the. They're not afraid of the demon in front of them.
No, not really.
Actually, another thought that crossed my mind. They said that these are their straight up kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're small children.
Yep. One about 12-ish, one about 8.
And these guys are old enough to be grandparents.
Yep.
Gonna pause.
These guys
I'm
are
just gonna
probably
walk
about at the age of 50 or so. Maybe the wife looks a little bit younger, probably around the age of
Ew.
45.
I'm walking away.
What kind of cobweb? Never mind. Anyway, ignore my. Yeah.
The girl looks about 12-ish, the boy looks about 8, and they're both playing in this area right here. I love
The
this.
red one throws fireballs.
The girl turns and looks at him, and she's like, "Wow, can you show me?" And then you see the old man kind of his eyebrow twitches slightly, and the girl immediately looks at her brother, grabs his arm, and yanks him forwards, and him.
Oh, that would have terrified me when I was a kid. I'm out of ideas.
At this point, I'm pretty sure I've seen kids that just like that will literally dig through the cupboards for the kitchen and knives just simply because their parents told them they can't have them.
They're now both staring at Oliver with a smile. Well, one has a smile, one seems to be frowning. The girl seems to be smiling, the other one seems to be grumpy.
Okay, I guess as they have expectations now, I guess I better fulfill some level of them. Sin,
Hmm?
on this dirt path, is there any area that I can reliably huck one of these things without lighting anything on fire?
Yeah, just the ground, most of the ground that the cart is traveling on is just dirt.
Okay, I'm going to grab a pellet, quickly strike it, and huck it a little ways down further into the dirt onto the dirt path.
Cool. It
I'm
sparks.
all. I'm also going to proceed to follow it down to its destination, probably stomp it out.
Nice. The fire does burn, then it gets stomped out, and you see the girl kind of clapping, and the boy just kind of shrugging. Is, at least for you, probably weirdly opposites.
I'm just gonna walk back, just like, and just whisper her to them. Okay, yeah, that is a little funky.
Yeah, definitely suspicious. It makes me wonder if all kids are like this, if it's truly equal exchange.
You also have noticed the wife has not spoken a single time that you guys have talked to them.
Can I insight check her?
You're more than welcome to.
I feel nothing.
Yeah, no, she's not talking. She has her husband has a slight frown that you guys can tell. He looks to just be, kind of in the kind of category. She has a slight smile.
I guess
No way.
opposites attract.
I'm just gonna whisper back. I think I agree with Shaky now. Let's get out of here.
I'm already like 20 feet away. I'm just gonna keep moving.
Walking along downtown, walking fast.
Do
Oh,
I notice
17.
anything with her?
She, to you at least, feels kind of weirdly happy almost. She hasn't really moved that much. She hasn't really said anything. She's certainly alive. You can tell that. She's breathing. Beyond that, she just doesn't seem to be doing much. Her eyes are kind of following you guys every now and again, but for the most part, she's just kind of there.
I think we should. I'll take a little bit of a. I think I'll take a look a little ways further up the path before, or we come check out the village if that's all right with you. And I'm just gonna turn her just start or trying to quote unquote casually jog, but subtly. But subtly he just no, get me out of here.
No.
Dear Tiefling, I actually think you can't see too well, so let me come help.
Thank you.
Kind of shrugs as he continues on his way. The horse is moving in almost perfect unison.
Yeah, now you two know how I feel when y'all are talking about speaking with your gods and whatnot. Fucking creepy.
At least ours are real and doesn't do creepy culty stuff.
At this point, I'm not certain who would probably look that different to outsiders anyway, regardless of what god you worship.
One
I hate to
thing,
break it to you guys, but just about every god anybody worships is real.
with that perception, Ellie, you will notice one thing. There's only one church that you can see.
Nice. So definitely a small cult type thing.
Yeah, probably very small.
Above the table, if I was playing a more chaotic character, I would totally recommend we wait till night and burn it down.
Oh no!
He did say it was only one generation so far.
One generation religion?
That's
Was
yeah,
Paylor,
what-
like, drunk at the time and allowed this?
He said that his generation gave birth, and they were training the new generation to follow their ways. That's what he said.
I have no idea.
I
You're
don't know if
welcome
you
to
two
go to the
realize, but
town
there's
if you
more
want.
gods on this tiny island of ours than just your two pillar gods.
Figure heard as much, but major
There,
god.
there, there are so many different, so many different types of worship, and all of them are weird.
I mean, of
I
course.
didn't know you had the knowledge of it. You care to teach us?
You
Tell
think
us
I've been
about it?
sitting on my thumb since I arrived here?
Sen, am I correct in the assumption that we probably know that there's typically around 7 different domains that are usually represented in any given pantheon, and theoretically the world as a whole could not exist without a full pantheon?
For you guys, the main knowledge that you folks would have based on where you grew up and everything like that, especially, you, Oliver, is that there are primarily two gods, and they gain their powers from either slaughtering or taking the power away from other gods. In most books that you guys will have read, especially, Ellie, or the way that she's been told, it's killing the gods gives you the power. For you, Oliver, you will have read maybe 1, maybe 2 books referencing that they don't necessarily need to die to give their powers. But generally speaking, the two gods gain their powers by essentially ripping it out of the other gods' things. Usually killing them. The assumption is that most aren't quite dead, just kind of hiding. So it's very likely that there are at least some gods that are still alive. Either quiet, waiting for the opportune time, biding their time, trying not to get murdered violently, or are just ignored by Palor/Shar. But that's the gist of the knowledge that you guys would have here. Most other knowledge has either been wiped away, or it's specifically inside of the Elven capital.
And suddenly the motivation for the war makes sense.
Essentially, it's both gods basically trying to consume the other.
Yep. One of
At
them
least it
wants
seems that
to
way.
rule.
Unless there's going to be a big Act 3 twist in this campaign.
I'll give you guys an Act 5 twist. There we go.
Flashbacks to the unexpectables still have at ease.
But to the best of y'all's knowledge, the war most likely of the orcs versus the elves is to see which god will win and which god will gain their power. That's the most likely assumption so far. Either that or
Surprise
they're
twist
just
is
fucking
actually one very fickle god playing both sides.
You know, I would
Multiple
not
personality
be opposed to
disorder.
this. I would not be opposed to this sort of turnout.
Just one god that's
Right,
like,
that means
I'm
we have to
going to
fight the
be
god.
weird and I'm going to fuck you.
It's called a Gemini.
I was going to say Daedric Prince, but that works too.
So, you guys planning on visiting that town, passing through it, trying to get the fuck out of Dodge as quickly as possible? What you got? What
Screw
you
this
guys?
town, is what I think King Oliver would say.
Ellie, you go try to persuade the boys into visiting this church hill. I won't call it church hill because
Pretty
there's a church on top of the hill.
Rowena would also be against going there, so
Quite
I'm
possibly,
outvoted.
but she's currently
I'm heavily outvoted. So
she's very much so in her own mind at the moment. So
we'll just go to the forest. Definitely
Cool.
creeped out by this town. So hopefully you didn't have anything good.
well, you know.
Let's get as much distance between this town and us as we possibly can before we collapse from exhaustion and go to bed.
Yeah.
Agreed. So I'm debating on elixirs to make in the morning. Anyone want me to try making that elixir of flight?
Honestly, I kind of want the invisibility ready for when we get to Dunkies.
Oh, that one's always ready. Don't worry
Right.
about that one.
Cool.
You don't want to be recognized?
No, I want to be able to steal more ale, but
Oh no.
Fair enough.
Jeez.
Okay.
Alright, well, this is where I'm going to leave this episode because I have something really fun planned next episode, so we'll see how it goes. I was not really expecting to add this in here for a little bit, but I really was excited to do this, and I thought, you guys got a 6-5 and a 6. I'll give you something you'll enjoy, something good, and possibly
Let
a
me
lot
guess.
of
The
loot.
Colts. Let me guess. The Colts gonna follow us to where we set up camp and kidnap half of us.
Oh my gosh. I think these two are perfect together.
I'll let you
pick these
stew
two.
for a little bit. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. If you guys want to see what happens with this supposed cult, they believe it's a cult. It could just be a religious following. They have a sweet church. By the way, the bit that I was wondering if you guys noticed, they have one church, which is very odd for a place of equality to have one thing standing out. Just wondering if you guys have picked up on that.
I mean, you did kind of point that out, so I figured that had some level of significance.
But yeah, so if you guys want to see what happens with this weird cult / religious following / both, depends on how you see it, what happens next episode, what kind of goes on your way, I will say that as you guys, it's... You guys will be going under the shade, because obviously it's hot as fuck. Most of this area has a bunch of shade, lots of trees. The areas that don't are very vegetation, but the direct sunlight legitimately burns your skin. So you guys follow the trees, which are very densely packed on most sides of the roads and stuff like that. Allowing you guys safe, shaded travel. But is technically going on to the midnight section, which means most of you guys will be able to see properly. Obviously, Eleanor would be able to see very well. So all of you guys roll perception, just naturally, as I assume you guys are going to be ready to set up camp.
Gosh darn it, where is my... Here it is.
Tired as can be.
Alright, well,
These
Oliver...
guys terrify me.
Yeah, you can see it, even though it's getting closer to where your eyes can adjust a little bit, and you're in the shade. So you can, in fact, see as you guys are pretty much dead on your feet, about to set up camp underneath a small grove of trees. Very peaceful, actually. The wind is very nice. There is a small hut, probably about 300 some feet away from y'all. Seems deserted at the moment.
I don't have a tent. Let's go into the hut.
Yeah, let's at the very least go check that out.
I agree. There's enough of us to fight off whatever's there, so... Unless
As long
it's
as
the
it's
cult.
not a slime in a suit of armor.
I think I prefer the
We do not need
slime over a
Ublax.
cult.
What about a slimy cult? Hi, I'm slimy. I'm slimy too.
All is slimy and slimy is all.
Oh, investigation for this one? Okay.
You're welcome to.
I mean- Don't have to.
So with those rolls, Jesus Christ. Stealth is unnecessary. With those
Fine.
rolls, specifically Shaky, which one of y'all are walking up to the door?
I think we're all going up there.
No.
Linking
Someone's
arms,
gotta
we're all
open
going
it
at the same
first.
time.
So
I think
will...
Rowena goes to the door first.
Oh my gosh.
I will end this episode with this statement. Roll me Constitution save.
The hut was a mimic all along.
The hut was your friend.
Oh no.
Okay, cool. By the way, Eleanor, there's 2 checks. There's one left, one on the right,
Yeah,
the one
I
on the right.
noticed.
Okay. Wow. Alright,
That didn't
cool.
help.
This is gonna be great for next episode once I can think about it. I won't tell you guys what's in the hut yet, but you guys will definitely know at the next episode.
In
Oh,
the
thank you.
hut, or
Okay.
what?
I assume
Of
the
the hut.
constitution check is to
In-
see how well we hold on to our stomachs.
That's actually exceptionally good
screw this nonsense. I just
I don't have the
from
word.
a hangover.
Guessing. It's exceptionally good guess. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. If you guys want to figure out what exactly is in this hut that they are currently rolling Constitution saves for, check us out in 2 weeks on Friday the 22nd. Shit, do I have shit on the 22nd? I might have shown.
You better not.
I probably don't. If I do, I'll ignore it. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you guys want to, come join us on the 22nd at 7:30 p.m. PST, where we're going to have Rowena back. And we're going to see whether or not she throws her
Yay.
lunch all over the wall as she learns
So we are
about this.
throwing up.
Yes, very likely. You're welcome. And we'll see you guys in the next episode.
The entire village is dead in there. Our bodies are sorted here.
Yeah, and if you guys want to check out our Discord, feel free to go over there. Feel free to join if you wish. And go check out our Patreon if you guys want to support us, or our YouTubes if you guys want to see previous episodes of this, Tables of Tartarus, and you guys can find all of our links. That did not work. Why did that not work? Oh, because it's socials. I'm dumb. There's all of our links there, our link tree. Go check out Tables of Tartarus for our TTRPGs, which is this, or Vods of Valhalla for my solo streams, which I do throughout the week. And follow if you haven't already, and we'll see you guys on the next episode. Bye!